If one of your goals for the next year is to start a new business or add a new stream of business into your life so that you can generate more income, then you have to watch this video so you can avoid any of the business ideas I mentioned in this video, unless you want to be stressed and overworked and maybe even just lose your money. Welcome back to the channel. If you're new around here, my name is Kome. I'm a business coach, and on this channel we talk about business, making money, content creation for entrepreneurs. One of the reasons I'm doing this video is because I've been having conversations with so many people over the past few weeks, and all of them want to start new businesses, or they're already business owners who want to add a new layer of income generation into their business. But they're all telling me business ideas that I'm like, really? Why? Why would you go down that route? So I just thought it is a good video to educate and help other people so that you don't fall into a pit in the new year. So without much ado, let's jump into it. The first business idea you absolutely must avoid is anything that has to do with MLM. MLM usually actually stands for multi-level marketing. And this is a pet peeve of mine. Any business that requires you to recruit your family members and sell to them is not a good business. In fact, it is one of the foundations of frustration when you start a business that requires you to start reaching out to the people in your network and selling to them and trying to convince them that your business is the best business and they need to join it. It's just a poor way to start off any business. Unless you already have digital marketing skills and you already have good sales skills, then you already know how to find people on the internet that don't have anything to do with you or your family members. I just think that if you don't have those skills already, this is a very poor business to be going into, because you'll end up getting frustrated. You'll spend money that you don't have, buying products, and at the end of it, it won't work. I remember someone saying to me that she spent $12,000 buying a water filter system that she was supposed to market to her friends and family, and it's been 3 years now. She hasn't made one single sale. It is just a poor way to start the year. The second business that I think that people go into with passion, but they don't really realize how difficult it is to grow this business, and that is the restaurant business. Like, it is very lovely when you see people cooking very delicious looking food and selling it. But when it comes to owning an actual brick and mortar restaurant, there is just a lot that goes into having a restaurant that many people don't realize. And that's why anytime I see someone who says, I want to open a restaurant, I just shake my head, because I know that they have no clue what they're actually signing up for. You can actually run a food business without ever opening a restaurant, and I'll talk about it in a future video. But please, please, please don't open a restaurant. Number 3 on the list is a boutique. Guys, boutique business is a terrible idea unless you already have track record, you have a very in-depth knowledge of the fashion business, and you actually have connections. Because once you put down the money to open a store and you start to buy inventory, like, it just snowballs from there. It is a lot. Not only are you dealing with the rent of the place, you have to actually employ people that are going to help you, because you cannot expect to be there every single moment of the opening hour, because if you're dead, then how are you building the business? And then on top of that, another reason why a fashion business is a very poor idea, it's just the fact that you have to invest money up front on the items you're going to be selling. And in fashion, we all know that there are different sizes from size 2 to size 20. And that is money you are actually spending on inventory. Now let's top it up with the fact that fashion business has a lot of returns, because people will buy the items, they would even wear it to a party and still have the boldness to return it and say it didn't fit correctly. And unfortunately, usually there's nothing you can do. You have to take it back and give them a refund. Otherwise, it just causes a lot of drama. They go online and they start leaving poor reviews for your business, and nobody wants that. So I would definitely stay away from a fashion business. Now, there is one exception to that rule. If you already have a massive audience, let's assume you are an influencer who has 1 million followers, and you want to add merch into your business, then that makes a bit of sense, as long as you don't have to put out money upfront to buy a lot of merch. You can try it out and just go as people are ordering in a business. The next business idea that I think is a terrible idea is to start offering child minding services. I can understand if you are getting started and you're in a hustling mode because you need money desperately. And so you think, okay, I'm just going to watch a few kids in the neighborhood to get some money, then that makes sense. But if this is going to be your full-time business, it's not really a great idea, especially if your intention is to make a lot of money, because there is a limit of kids that you can look after at the same time. So let's assume that you're looking after kids that are under the age of 6. At least in Canada, you are going to only be able to look after between 5 and maximum 6 kids. Even if you're getting paid $1,000 to watch each child, that's just 5,000, maximum 6,000. And so this business obviously already has a problem because it's not very scalable. Number two is the fact that you're going to actually be tied down watching these kids. And so you're not able to do a lot of things for yourself. You're not able to just suddenly get up and go out. It is a very time consuming present business. So if you have a lot of money and the intention is to actually open a daycare, like an actual nursery facility where you have employees and people are coming in, then that is not a problem. But if your intention is to child mind, then it is not a very smart business. There are hundreds of other ways that you can generate really good income without tying yourself down like that. And if you are wondering what is an example of the kind of businesses that you can do, I'm going to link above here somewhere my video on the 5 best businesses that you need to do if you want to make $10,000 a month or more. I think you should check that video out for more ideas. Now, number 5 business idea that I think is terrible is becoming a makeup artist. I know everybody is going to say that makeup artists are very important. They're an integral part of the world. And I do agree. However, I've met and communicated with so many makeup artists, and the problem they always have is it is a very seasonal business. And number 2, it is a business that you are unable to determine how many customers you will have per week or per month. I remember speaking to a makeup artist recently, and she kept on saying, look, this business, there are some months where she's so busy, especially in the summer, where she's so busy back to back. And then come winter time, and it seems like everybody is in hibernation. Nobody is going to anywhere. No one needs a makeup artist. And all of a sudden, she's left wondering where her next paycheck is coming from or where her next customer is going to come from. And it's just a business that because you cannot predict your income, you can't actually make too many plans for the business. If you are going to be a makeup artist, then you need to be ready for that. And I just think that there are definitely other business ideas that you can start that will not require you to always be in a season of feast and famine. The next business idea is very similar, and it is hairstylists. And I know that people are going to say, but everybody makes their hair. I agree. Everybody makes their hair. But again, there are a few reasons why this business idea is a poor idea for someone who is adding in income or even starting afresh. Number 1 is the fact that it ties down your time. Literally, see, any business that holds down your time is a problem, because it means that as long as you're at work, you're not able to do other things and you're not making income if you're not working. So that's already a problem. The next thing is, very often people feel like they need to lower their prices to get more customers, especially in the slow season. I was chatting with a hairstylist, and she said, look, in the month of September, she barely had 5 clients the entire month. And that was with creating content, being out there, posting, calling her clients. And for some reason, it just wasn't working. But she has to pay her bills. She has to pay the rent of her store. She has to do all the things that she would normally do. And it was just a really tough time. And unfortunately, that's the nature of hairstyling, especially if you are in the Western world. And so I just say stay away from it, because even now, a lot of people are wearing wigs. More people are learning to style their hair themselves. And it's just not worth it. The next business idea is a cleaning business. Listen, I love the fact that everybody likes clean places, but the reason I put cleaning business on this list is that a lot of people, want to do the business, but they don't have the skills, the sales skills, the networking, the marketing skills to be able to grow the business. And so it just becomes a business that when you're starting out at first, you are doing the business yourself, and that is a lot of work. Cleaning is not a walk in the park, especially if you want to do a good job. And so it is tough on your body, tough on your time, tough on your mind, and at the same time, it doesn't really pay you as much as you require for it to pay you. The next business is the decoration and event planning business. This business idea, so whether you're a decorator or you're an event planner, I think that this business idea is good. It's not terrible, but you just have to be prepared for the fact that it's going to be very seasonal. I remember that you have to remember that because it's very seasonal, people are booking a long time ahead for their event planner, and they're not really paying them a lot of money for the event. The alternative to this is for you to become very niche and very luxury. If you are niche and luxury, then it becomes a good business. I've met several event planners, party planners who are like, look, there hasn't been any business. Because right now, people can just ask their friends or go on ChatGPT and ask it to lay out everything they need for their party, and then they get the vendors themselves. And at the end of the day, the party is planned and they didn't need a planner. Okay, so that's why being a decorator or an event planner is on the list. The next business idea is a personal trainer. Again, I'm sure you are following the train. Any business that requires you to be physically present, not a good idea. However, there are smarter ways that you can become a personal trainer by using digital methods. But if you are a trainer that has to be there physically to train your clients, you're going to be going from client to client, or they're traveling to the gym to meet you, and your time is invested and you're not making money unless you're working, it's not a good idea. And then the last one is a social media manager. This one. In the last week alone, I think I can count 3 to 4 people who have said, oh, I'm going to start doing social media management for companies and for individuals. And I'm like, what is going on? This is not the time, in my opinion, to be starting a social media management. Like right now, AI will script your content. It will help you create the content. It will design your thumbnail. It would help you edit the video. Yes, there are actually AI tools that you just need to put your content in and it will edit it. There are also tools like Descript that allow you to edit with just text based. Like you just put your content in Descript, it will transcribe it for you. And just based on the transcription, the words you said in the video, you can easily edit the video. And then on top of that, there are even things like the challenge I'm doing now where I don't script my videos and I don't edit my videos and I just put them on the internet. So I think it is not a great time at all for you to be starting a social media management company. On top of all of this, the fact that AI is taking over is also the fact that people are able to hire people to help them from countries where they don't charge so much. And so they're paying someone in India or Bangladesh $50 a month to handle all of the posting and scheduling to social media. Or they're paying someone in Ghana $20 a week to be able to schedule all the content. And so at the end of the day, you who probably lives in the West, you're probably in the UK or in Canada, for example, you want to charge $1,000 to $2,000 every month. But there are kids all over the world in the Philippines who will do it for $3 an hour. So this is not a great business idea. So that brings me to the part of the video where I actually encourage you. Like, I know you're probably listening to all the business ideas and you're like, oh man, what business should we start? If all of these business ideas are poor or bad choices. And like I mentioned, I'm going to list my video up here where I talk about the 5 best business ideas for the new year. But also in the description or down below, I'm going to be linking my roadmap. Now, this is the roadmap of how to take what you already know, your knowledge, and monetize it to create an income stream of $100,000 every single year or more. And I'm going to link it down in the comments and in the description so that you can grab that, read it, check it out, and let me know in the comments if you have any questions or anything you want me to flesh out or cover more or create a video on. And I will see you guys in the next one. Ciao.